Right. So we will move on to the last race we'll cover on the Thursday, which is the Mares Novices Hurdle, a race for all of us to get excited to. Do you remember how easy this race used to be? It just had to be trained by Willie Mullins and start with the letter L. That doesn't seem to be working anymore. So, like, this horse got a bit, like, almost got mentioned a little bit earlier. Statuaire, I quite liked for the race that she went and won. I think that this is the type of race for her. I know that she surprised the yard a little bit with her performance, but like, I wouldn't be able to bet against her in this race. I think if I was talking anti-post, so Statuaire would be my selection, but this would be another one of the races that I'm more than happy to these days leave until much nearer the time, because it used to be the easy go for the L names for Willie Mullins. As much as I joke, you could back something for Willie Mullins a long way out. It would go off short. You felt like you had it covered. Then we started to have those bits where Concertista started going in and you're thinking, actually, Alex, I should have looked at it nearer the time. So Statuaire, as it stands right now, I think she's a proper horse. And then I would build a stronger opinion nearer the time. Jamie, there's one in here you really like, I believe.
In the Mares Novice, Dave, is it? Dave, is it?
You just told me you wanted to talk about it. Now you're pretending. Cool.
No, to be honest with you, Dave, it's a two-hand race. It's Grungy and Brandy Love. After that, it's up to you.
Fair enough. And then Daryl, obviously Jamie started to mention some Willie Mullins horses. Has he mentioned one of Willie Mullins that you like?
No, Allegory Devassi, I think, was very, very interesting on the run. First run for Willie Mullins at Fairy House after 246 days off, first time in a tongue tie as well. She's had a couple of runs over in France, been beaten in all full starts, 0 for 4, but that was really, really quite impressive at Fairy House. I thought she looked a lot better and a lot stronger than she was last year in France. So I think she's going to come on a good bit for that run. She's quite a sizable filly as well, Mare. I think she'll come on a good bit for that run. So it'd be interesting to see what she does next time. She's got a little bit to find with some of these in here on what they've achieved already, what they've achieved thus far. But I think she's definitely going to continue to improve. She's a really, really nice horse. If you haven't seen the race, go back and watch the race. It was quite impressive. I thought Glens of Antrim was interesting. Second season novice sort of angle in this particular race. She won well at 1 to 5 last time. Took a step back in the right direction. I quite liked her last year, but she didn't really fulfil what I thought she was going to do. She, like the promise that she had shown on a couple of occasions. But she's definitely interesting. Obviously, Grand G's very, very interesting. I don't really like LA Bell. I don't think that horse has run above 130 yet on my feelings anyway. So I couldn't have her. Brandy Love, she's going to be better the further she goes. I just wonder if she'll have the pace for this. That would just be the slight thing.
Come back to you on that there, is that the factor mares, right? There's Grungy, there's Brandy Love, a good fucking Mares Novice, right? Is Brandy Love better than Grungy?
Don't look at me, Dave. You're the host.
Can Grungy beat Brandy Love?
Yeah, I think so.
Fair enough.
Different discipline, wouldn't it? I think, to be fair, like, it's easy enough to mention the Willie Mullins ones, isn't it? Glens of Antrim's second season off is definitely need to mention in there. Looks a fairly potentially competitive and fairly potentially tidy race. The thing with that Allegory Devassi as well, the way you look at the French stuff as maybe more for comparison to what she did on debut, but I do look at French form, obviously, when they're purchased, when there's names dotted about. I take very little notice of it after I've seen like their first run or first couple of runs, because I'd rather trust them once they've gone to Willie, which I know might sound a little bit like a bit bizarre, but and it's not saying the rest of the form's irrelevant, but you could definitely put a line for all the French stuff just for the sake of it. I think she was good at Fairy, so reasonable shouts, but unfortunately,
there's just a quick one mention, Dave. There's a horse in here called Holly. Absolutely bolted up at Wincanton when I was there. And I mean bolted up, canter, no more than a common canter. JP horse bought from France. Now she needs to considerably improve on what she's done. Sorry, that boy, isn't it? That boy, Jamie. What's he doing?
I can't see.
Anyway, sorry, we were just watching what Jamie's doing, if you can't see. But yeah, she needs to considerably improve, but she could well improve. She's a very tight, well-balanced filly, that mare that's plenty of speed about her. You know what I mean? She's one of those horses that will travel, got a nice turn of foot. Like an epatante type of horse, if you know what I mean. So just worth keeping an eye on how she gets on. She's around 16-1 shot. She's got to improve a good ton on what she's achieved so far. Don't get me wrong, but she's a horse to keep on the right side of.
Nice. Right, that wraps up the Mares Novices Hurdle then. We'll be moving on to Friday to cover the big races there. Be a link somewhere, if not just search it on the channel.